Okay, that was a lovely meal. So if we could get the staff from Chris's Kitchen to come join us just outside, we would love to thank them for that meal this evening. It was amazing. And not only was the meal amazing, but they are living in a sauna back there. It is quite something in that kitchen. So I appreciate all of their efforts, as I'm sure you do as well. Now, speaking of people with special talents, I've been taking the week to try and get to know Brandon a little better. I've known Laurissa her whole life. But both Brandon and Laurissa, of course, have their own special talents. I learned this week that apparently Brandon has a unique skill at calling turkeys. It involves a little bit of a dance, I hear, and maybe a little bit of singing, and I'm sure with a little bit of encouragement, we could probably get him to give us a little bit of a demonstration later tonight. Now, Laurissa, on the other hand, she's particularly skilled at creating instructional videos. And if you've had the chance to spend a time at a Christmas with the clan, you'll know that we like to play little games to kind of, keep ourselves busy and things like that. And this last Christmas, Brandon wanted to take a video to show his family. Now, we were having a grand amount of fun and things like that, and it was one of those games where you wrap a bunch of things in saran wrap and you put on a set of oven mitts and you have to try to unwrap the prizes. And it made its way around the table. But when it got to Laurissa, I noticed his phone kind of went down. And I thought, well, what's up with that? He goes, oh, that's language. I just don't. So we've decided she makes great videos, but maybe no sound. Regardless, what we've decided, though, is that they are certainly destined to be together. Both Brandon and Laurissa share many values of hard work, family, and farm. And they, as if you haven't already figured out, really do truly believe that laughter is the best part of every day and needs to be a part of every of their day. Now, if that isn't enough to convince you, I also learned this week that Brandon, as a youngster, was given the nickname by his late Grandpa Al of Wiener, which I thought, well, I've heard that. If you spend any time on this side of the family, you'll know that, I've known Grant for probably over 30 years now, and he's never asked me if I've ever lost a game or won a game. He just asks me, are you the Wiener? So I thought, oh my gosh, 30-some years later, we found the Wiener. But enough of my thoughts. I think this would be a really great time to invite some of our friends and family to share some of their thoughts on and best wishes for our bride and groom. So we'll start with Amanda, the maid of honor, to give her greetings and wishes to Brandon and Laurissa. Or maybe something else, I don't know.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Laurissa told me that I wasn't allowed to start this speech with, for those of you who don't know me. So I'm going to start it off with, for those of you who only know me as the girl who sobbed the entire way down the aisle today. My name's Amanda. I'm the bride's older sister. I'm going to try get through the next couple minutes without crying, but thanks. I'm not going to look at Laurissa for the next couple minutes. Bear with me. I'm honestly shocked she let me even try this. So when I first sat down to write this speech, I thought to myself, I honestly cannot believe that my baby sister is getting married in less than an hour. No, I'm kidding. I had this speech written for like 9 months already. Ish. Traditionally, I'm supposed to start with the story of how I met the bride, but I don't really know. I was 2. I'd imagine there was probably a lot of crying on Larissa's behalf, not mine. But I'll go with the story of how I learned that Brandon existed. I feel like that'll be a good compromise. So I'm going to preface this story by saying 2 things. The first, that until quite recently, Laurissa was the way cooler, funner sister. That's kind of turned a little bit the last little bit, but The second thing, oh man. Back in university, Laurissa didn't like to tell me much because she thought that I was a little judgy. I'm not sure. Adds up. But looking back, it's kind of funny to me because it's not a normal day if we don't call each other literally 12 times. And we tell each other everything. Anyways, that being said, it was a Friday night. I am at my house playing board games with my friends. And Larissa's at a Ducks Unlimited supper with Kaylee. And it is about, 10 p.m. and Larissa's had a few too many Diet Pepsis. And I get a phone call. And she says, Amanda, did you know that it costs $237 to take an Uber from here to Outlook? I says, what the hell is an Outlook? And then she realized what she said. And she was like, oh no. And she tried to backpedal, and she had to, a little bit of explaining to do the next morning. But it wasn't long after that me and her are conspiring, trying to hide it from mom and dad, that she wasn't going to her new boyfriend's house in the middle of a pandemic. Remember that? Ever since they've been basically inseparable. I honestly can't imagine a better fit for my sister. Where is he there? Oh, there he is. Brandon. This is me heavy breathing into a mic for 5 minutes. I can't imagine someone as patient and kind and hardworking as Brandon. And looking at the saying behind you right now that says better together, I honestly can say that this is true. Brandon, you truly bring out the best in Laurissa and make her a better person. However, at the end of the day, I didn't know you before I met without Laurissa, so I'm not sure. She might make you a worse person. I can't really judge that, but I hope she makes you a better person. I'm just assuming. No, but in all seriousness, Laurissa, you've been my best friend. Since the day you were born. And I can't imagine going through this life without a sister that I love as much as you. You really are the person that I want to call for all the good things and the bad things. And I'm a little bit offended that you have somebody new to call. But I guess it's okay because Brandon's pretty cool. I'm the luckiest person in the world to have a sister who laughs at all my jokes and is almost as funny as I am. So let's raise our glasses and celebrate my beautiful little sister and her new husband as they start their lives together with me as their forever third wheel. To Brandon and Laurissa.
Thank you. Great job. Thank you so much, Amanda. Now, here's the thing. They cry, I cry. It kind of goes back and forth. So here we go. No. Now I'd like to invite Dylan, our best man, to come up and share his words. And if you, I just want to say there's some speeches here. So if you didn't make one, you can just pick one. No. Left my glass down here. Just hold it nice and close to your mouth.
Okay. Alrighty. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I heard there was a bet on how long the best man speech would last at this wedding. Fuck's sakes. Damn you, Brandon. Give me a minute here. I heard there was a bet on how long the best man speech would last at this wedding. I put my money on 45 minutes, so everyone please get comfortable. I'm just kidding. I'm not much of a public speaker, so this will be short and sweet. What an amazing day this has been so far, but the party is still to come. Both the bride and the groom look stunning tonight, but I would like to give a quick shout out to everyone that was involved in making Brandon look this good. He usually doesn't wear anything other than his Costco jeans that he buys by the dozen. If you don't already know me, I'm Dylan Blosky, longtime friend of the groom. I was absolutely honored to be asked to be his best man and stand up with him today. I have known Brandon since we were little kids in preschool. We hung out pretty well every day at school, played football together, and had a hell of a lot of fun. I also had the pleasure of Brandon living with me for 4 to 5 years, before he bought a house with Laurissa. Now let me tell you one thing. I've never met an individual who needed 4 to 6 separate alarms ringing at the same time to wake up in the morning. It made for a terrible concert of blaring music at 7:30 in the morning.
To be fair, that has changed.
I sure hope for Larissa's sake that he doesn't need that anymore. But all those years hanging out, getting to know Brandon, I have learned he is an outstanding guy that is always willing to help anybody with anything. From cutting grass in Conquest and trimming hedges to helping people fix pretty much anything. He's an amazing friend that anybody would be lucky to have. When Brandon first told me about Laurissa, he lit right up and couldn't wait to introduce her to us. When I met Laurissa, I knew she was a great fit for Brandon. She is fierce with a big heart, and she would do anything for Brandon, as well as Brandon would do anything for her. Brandon and Laurissa, you make a fantastic pair, and it's awesome to see this day finally come, as I know you are both excited to start your lives together. Now, if you could all please raise your glasses and join me in a toast to the newlyweds. Cheers, guys.
Thank you, Dylan. Now, to speak on behalf of the bride and to speak on behalf of the Fedorchiks, I invite Tracy and Grant. Or maybe just Tracy. They flipped and no.
I don't look so good anymore, so I need these. As Tammy has already mentioned, my name is Tracy Fedorchik, and this is my husband, Grant. He's kind of the strong, silent type and keeps me strong, but I'll be doing the talking, and he'll be doing the looking good part. We are the lucky parents of today's blushing bride. It's hard to believe that the last time I got up to speak at a family celebration was 25 years ago at Tammy and Rod's wedding, and Laurissa was just a little bun in the oven. She made me an emotional wreck then, and, well, things haven't changed much. I will do my best not to be the blubbering mess that I was the last time I was up here. It's not working. Traditionally, the parents of the bride or someone from the family gets up and welcomes the groom to their family. Well, we're not going to do that tonight because Brandon has felt like family since the moment we met him. Today, they just made that official. Brandon, you have heard us say many times in the past that if we scoured the world and handpicked a life partner for Laurissa, we couldn't have done a better job. He's saying he's going to cry. this is something that we mean with all of our hearts. When our children were born, we had 3 wishes for them. I wanted our kids to be patient and kind, and Grant wanted his children to be nice to people. You definitely fill the bill with all these hopes. Anyone that speaks of you mentions how easy you are to talk with, how willing you are to help out, and everyone knows patience is something that you need when you come into the Vnorchik clan. I guess we haven't been too terribly hard on you, because when you chose Laurissa, we are the bonus that comes along with that, and so far we haven't quite scared you off. Now for Laurissa. Most of you have probably figured this out already. Actually, most of this, Brandon, you have probably figured this out already, but please indulge this mama moment. There are a few special traits that make her the amazing woman you see before you today. Laurissa is impulsive. When she gets something in her head, watch out, it's gonna happen. That's been literally a rule since day 1. If things were going to have gone as planned, her birthday would have been within a few days of yours, Brandon. In February in the beginning. Actually, it turned out to be, one doctor said Amanda's birthday and the other doctor said Baba's birthday. But I'm not sure if she was just looking to squeeze in another set of Christmas gifts, or she was just tired of waiting, which we all know is the thing. But in the end, we ended up becoming our family of 4 a lot sooner than originally scheduled. We were truly blessed with her healthy arrival and have been riding that wave, ever since. Larissa's curious. Her mind is going constantly, and oftentimes she considers things from a point of view that others would never ever think of. And if it's in her head, it usually comes out her mouth at 1,000,000 miles an hour. One time we were driving, probably to some random dance competition, and she was about 10. And out of the blue, one of her random thoughts and questions pops out. Mom, yeah, do fish fart? Fun fact here, no they don't, most of them that is. When they go into deep depths, their swimming bladder comes out as a burp. But herring, on the other hand, go the other way, and they use it as a way to communicate of which way they're going to get rid of predators. So now you know. Okay. With this, it can be easily said that Laurissa brings joy and laughter along with her wherever she goes. All you need to do is to get her going, and the way she laughs with complete abandon will bring joy to anyone's life. Laurissa is also very determined, and once she makes a decision, good luck trying to change her mind. Right? We recall a time when we thought we would take the girls to choose a pumpkin. The surprise was that pumpkin was our code word for a puppy. There were 4, but Laurissa chose one virtually instantly and promptly scooped it up and took it and sat in the back of the truck. I lost my place. Did anyone else have a say? Nope, not one bit. Lucky for us and for you, Brandon, her decisions and intuitions are usually spot on, and Missy was perfect. Same thing happened a couple of years ago when it came time to pick out Millie. Seems she has a talent for bringing good things into our lives. Laurissa also has a huge heart and goes the extra mile to make things special for people. Creative things like Harry Potter birthdays for Amanda, flowers for Baba when she goes to visit, homemade baking for neighbors at Christmas time, countless hours of volunteerism when she was young, and disappearing to go to visit the elderly lady randomly when she was growing up. Although I think maybe Amanda might have been a little bit guilty of trying to get her little sister in trouble with that one. All of these come to mind. I'm sure if the 2 of you are going to keep the tradition going and the people in your lives are going to benefit from them, I surely know we have. And now for the advice. Right? Today you declared your love and promised your lives to each other. Nurture this love and commitment and purposely do things to each, or for each other and with each other to build on this bond. It'll be nice, Amanda. As of today, you are starting out your lives as a newborn family, beginning with a husband and a wife. So exciting, such promise for the future. No one really knows what the time ahead will hold. The road ahead is bumpy. Some of these bumps will send you flying high with the exhilaration of a thrill ride, and some will have you fishtailing slightly out of control. Stay calm, and always remember to look forward to your dreams and goals that you share to keep your focus. Remember that the hard stuff is worth it, and the things that are worth it are hard. But together, you will ease each other's struggles and share in each other's joys. Finally, we would like to say, or to finish off by saying that we stand here today to congratulate you and wish you all of the best in life. We are proud of you both. We love you. And we pledge that we will be there to... Thank you. To the couple. Oh, yeah. Oops.
Thank you, Tracy and Grant. Now, if I can ask the father of the groom to come speak on behalf of he and his wife. Thanks, Gary.
Hello. First of all, I'd like to thank my best man, Trevor Sibbald, for all the help he did. All the help he did around getting ready for this wedding. Well, if you don't know who we are, I'm Gary and Shauna, Brandon's parents. We are grateful that you could join for this wonderful celebration. I think we've had from BC all the way to Manitoba here. And then Brandon joined us 28 years ago and has since never stopped moving. He did skating, hockey, football, and curling, and did scouts as well. Okay, most of the boys up here were in scouts. Do you remember what my name was? No. Holy cow. You'll have to think that one. Let me know later tonight. When Brandon wasn't doing that, he was feeding chickens, turkeys, cows, and helping the farm chores. He had wonderful mentors helping him with mechanics, Grandpa Al and Grandpa Alex. So we're very proud of the man Brandon has become. But we know that it would be a time he would have to give him up. Get away from being one he would be hugs and kisses to. We give away him looking at us for a crowd. We give away the person he turned to when it's time to get tough. We give away his being number one. We give away a piece of our hearts. We give away our son. We know you found your number one, and we're so happy you are gaining a daughter. Laurissa, what can we say? We know that Brandon makes you happy, and you take care of him. You know how to cook. That's good. Just a reminder that he loves cottage cheese pierogies with dill. Oh yeah. Did he not tell you that I love them pierogies as well? Probably heard that many times. You work hard and don't mind getting your hands dirty. Did I tell you what time it is? The cherries are ready to pick and pit. So we'll see you Monday. Grant, Tracy, I want to thank you for all your teaching Brian on how to work on the farm. I see you finally let him seed and combine. At least he can fix your equipment if it falls apart. And I hear that he likes to walk around with a grease gun in his hand, and grease anything that has nipples on it. Thanks, Tracy, for teaching Laurissa how to art of cooking. Now we know Brandon will be fed well. So I want to thank you guys to our family, and yes, Tracy, just a reminder, I love cottage cheese brogues as well. Thank you, guys. Let's have a toast.
Thank you.
You're good, you're good. Yeah.
Thank you, Gary. So now I think that the bride and groom have a few words to share as well.
Hello, everyone, and thank you all so much for coming. It truly warms my heart to see that this many people would take time out of their busy lives to come and celebrate our love with us. We are so excited to start the next chapter in our lives and are incredibly grateful could share this journey with you all. We would like to start off by thanking Chris's Kitchen for this wonderful meal. It was absolutely amazing. And of course, my crazy Ukrainian family for pinching up a storm and making these pierogies, because honestly, every event is definitely better with pierogies. Also to Marianne Boychuk, who did make the cabbage rolls, Stephanie and the All About Flowers team, Candace, Bailey, and John. Just wow. These florals are absolutely stunning. You guys have done truly an amazing job, and they far exceeded my expectations. Thank you guys so much. You're like a second mom and a second family. Thank you. A special thank you to Kurt Workington for saying grace before our meal. Both you, Heather, and the rest of your family have become like a second family as well. Thank you. You have a special place in our hearts. Thank you to Haley and her mom for making our cake. Also, side note, if you haven't been told already, the cake topper is from my mom and dad's wedding. So that's kind of cool. Also, thank you to Auntie Tammy for being our MC. I knew you would do such a wonderful job.
Thank you for today, Val, for putting on an amazing ceremony. I knew it was quite a quick trip after your sailing trip, but nothing of us. You did such a wonderful job. Carlene and Joel, thank you for allowing us to have the ceremony at your barnyard. It turned out pretty good. A shout out to the Conquest Fire Department for working the bar in the back. Another shout out to Armed and Harmony for coming out from Saskatoon to get this party started. I would also like to thank Destin Wilson, our videographer, and Madison Patricia Photography. I cannot wait to see what you two come up with. Both of your works are absolutely amazing. Thank you to all the people that helped set up and plan this day. There are so many hands involved, but again, thank you so much. I know you all probably hate us for making you wash all these vases, but then again, thank you.
None of this would at all be possible without our family and wedding party. Mom. Thank you so much for supporting me in everything I do.
I'm so proud of how hard you work to change the lives of others. Your kindness and patience is something I aspire to one day inherit from you. Although we know that one of those qualities is something that I need to work on. To my dad. You have a work ethic like no other. You have taught me so many things in this life, and the many hours we have spent behind the dashboard of the truck will be some of the memories I cherish most in this life. Your generosity, humor, and mental math is something I will never quite understand how it comes quite so easily to you. You make me so proud to be your daughter. All that I am and all that I will be, I owe to the two of you. I love you both so much. Cheers to you. We're not done, that's just a joke. Amanda, you have always been my best friend. The phrase, I want to be just like my big sister, has never been more fitting. You have always been my voice of reason, my shoulder to cry on, and the one who gives me the greatest belly laughs. I could not have asked for a better sister, other than I am a bit miffed that you moved so far away. I would also take a moment to thank my Baba Victoria. You are the most beautiful, strongest woman I have ever met. I am so blessed to have you as my Baba. I can only hope that one day I become the half of the woman you are. Okay. Haley, Kaylee, and Christian, thank you so much for being a part of this special day. You guys have truly been the best, and I couldn't imagine a better group of ladies standing here with me. I can't wait for you guys to stare at these dresses for the next 5 years and wonder when it is the appropriate time to get rid of these damn things. But let's be real, you're never going to be wearing these things again. I would also like to thank the Barrington family. Thank you for raising Brandon to be exactly the man I needed. Thank you.
To my dad, thank you for teaching me how to work hard. Our time in the garage changing tires and oil has helped me become the man I am today. Mom, you are so kind, caring, and considerate. It is always nice to know we have someone checking in to make sure we are safe and well fed. Your strength through your life has been something that I've always cherished. Tori, thank you for all that you have done for me. It really does mean a lot to come into a fresh home-cooked meal after a long day's work when I was growing up. Your baking skills have done a number on my waistline. Thank you to my grandparents for always supporting me growing up and always sharing your wisdom with me. Dylan, Travis, Nick, and Dana, thank you for being up here with me today all throughout the years growing up. Not too many people are lucky enough to say they got friends like you guys. I would also like to thank the Fedorchik family. Thank you for accepting me into your family and allowing me to become part of your family farm. I also,
Again, I would like to thank you all so much for coming. This day has definitely been a labor of love. Now, good grief, enough crying, let's get to partying. I guess we would.
It's been an old tradition that the grandpa kisses the bride. And then you'll learn something else that your parents taught you.
So Brandon alluded to this beautifully in his vows this afternoon, but I was asked to share this again, that the number 22 is a very important number to Brandon and Laurissa. And they have this amazing tradition of everything happening on the 22nd. So in 2019, they met first on November 22nd. In 2020, on January 22nd, they had their first official date. They officially started dating, they had their first date, but then they officially started dating March 22nd. And then they were engaged this past year on July 22nd. So the fact that their wedding is on July 22nd is no surprise. Now, I'm kind of curious where this is going to go over the rest of their life, because 22 is a kind of a big number to deal with. So I guess for all of you now, you're in on it. We need to know what 22s are going to keep coming up in their lives, and maybe we can contribute to that in some way. Sets of twins. I like it. I like it. I guess that means that any of us who are wishing for that are also on diaper duty and walking and rocking duty then too. So as we bring this portion of our evening to a close, and I know we're ready to stretch our legs and it's starting to cool off outside, of course, with great power and a microphone comes great responsibility. So I also feel like I am obligated to share some words of wisdom or advice on marriage and the travel ahead of you, or the road ahead of you. So first of all, always remember to attack the problem, not the person. Second of all, and I've known this to be true, if you see your spouse's socks on the floor, you have but two choices. Pick them up or walk away. There's no other choice. You want an egg? Don't. It's just not worth it. But this may actually fit into the next one, that I've learned that neither Brandon and Laurissa have very good aim. Whether it be playing pool, and Laurissa cues up, racks the ball, cues up, hits the cue ball perfectly, misses the rack, but launches the ball clear across the room, past her friend's head, narrowly, and hitting the wall. Rack of balls perfectly intact. Brandon, on the other hand, can toss a bone to the dog, but somehow Tori ends up with stitches. So I guess maybe with the socks you have a third option, and I would encourage you, if ever you feel the need to toss something at each other, just make it kind of soft and cuddly. But the most important piece of advice I can offer is never, ever laugh at your spouse's choices, because remember, you were one of them. So I know that our newlyweds would like to take some photos out in the great outdoors. We have, if you've driven around Outlook, they have beautiful scenery and an amazing bridge that have sunset photos. So unless Brandon and Laurissa have anything else they'd like for me to share or announce, I think we'll take a short break to allow them some time to continue on with their day. They've had a busy day that started at 5 this morning, so I think they could use a bit of a break. And when they are back and we're ready to start the dancing, we'll let you know. Thank you so much.